Okay, I've been talking quite a bit about the resonant filters within Sasquatch Kick Machine. And as you guys may know, we've used those exact same filters in Boz Digital Labs Bark of Dog, but it's not quite as obvious here what they're doing in the context of Sasquatch, and I know not everybody is familiar with resonance. So I wanted to show you. Resonance is found in many EQs. It's a very vanilla standard trick, but not everybody knows about it. So when we're dealing with Sasquatch's direct signal, we have a high-pass filter, which obviously knocks all the low end off. But let's put that at 100, so it should sound kind of thin. Let's take our kick drum. Well, let's do before. Okay, so there's our original kick drum before, and now let's knock all the low end out. It gets real thin. Well, resonance allows us to boost right around that cutoff frequency. So at 175 hertz, we should hear a lot more. Let's crank that up. Close enough. But see, we start getting down to the meat. He's really boosting a crap load. Listen to that at 40 hertz. Whoa. The cannon. Okay, now what's really happening here? Well, I've got the Gliss EQ from Voxengo, EQ I have a lot of fun with, and it has a resonance filter built in too, as just about any EQ does. Okay, so by me adjusting the bandwidth, I can make it like that. And see, any high-pass filter that's going or acting aggressively is going to have a little bit of resonance. It's how the old analog EQs worked, most of them. Okay, so what all this means is when we crank up our resonance over here in Sasquatch, it's the exact same thing as cranking this up. And so what happens is, I guess it's just above the cutoff frequency, we're going to get a massive boost. And so what that can help us do is get rid of the deep stuff, but kind of add some meat at, say, 100 or something like that. Let's kind of take a listen here and see what it's doing. I'll start all over. So in this particular case, we're knocking off a lot of stuff down there around 30 and 40, but we're boosting the living crap out of up around 60 or so. So the resonant filters let us do some really unorthodox stuff. In fact, it's kind of like having a clean, like a clean filter that doesn't have all the resonance, and then a second filter doing that. So it almost acts as two bands at once, although in a strange way. Now, also in the click section of Sasquatch, we've got, in the tone controls, we've got two frequency jobs. So what I like to do is set one. Let's make sure these are low pass. We'll go with 24. Where are you at? Where's low? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's like the first one. Well, then we can add a second one, and low pass 24. And let's crank the resonance all the way up on this one. So this is kind of what I like to do, and it's a little bit counterintuitive, but so we set the first one to knock off a bunch of high-end junk, and then I use a second one to come in here and maybe boost a little bit at 10K, and I can get really narrow. And the narrower I get, the the more peaky it gets, but the more bite it can have. And so that's good for emulating like the beater on a real kick drum or something like that. It's not a trick most people are going to intuitively think of at first, but I found it to be really fun. Kind of a piece of cake upside down, but worth looking into. I hope you guys don't think it's just completely stupid. Okay, so that basically covers resonance. Resonance lets us use a high-pass filter and at the same time boost just above the cutoff frequency. Really cool. Out.